Welcome to On-Screen Academic Writing with Steve Marshall. Lesson 3B is the second part of the two-part lesson on relative clauses. It's recommended that you do Lesson 3A before this lesson. For the task, identify the relative clauses in the sentences below as defining with D or non-defining with ND. Then fill in the gaps with an appropriate relative pronoun. That, which, who, whom, where, when, what, or whose. Remember, non-defining relative clauses are set off by commas. Omit the relative pronoun if possible, if the thing being defined is the object of the relative clause. Let's look first at the sentences, if they are defining or non-defining relative clauses. Number 1, yesterday I passed the exam, was really easy, non-defining. 2, the hospital in I was born is in Manchester, defining. 3, I'm looking for sports shoes I can use for jogging, defining. 4, this is the team won the championship, defining. 5, my teacher, brother is your friend, is great, non-defining. 6, the person drove me home was so kind, defining. 7, her honesty is I admire most about her, defining. 8, she's the friend I recommended for the job, defining. 9, do you remember the day we moved house, defining. And now for the missing relative pronouns. Number 1, yesterday I passed the exam, which was really easy. 2, the hospital in which I was born is in Manchester. 3, I'm looking for sports shoes that I can use for jogging. That can be omitted. In British English, you could also use which. Number 4, this is the team that won the championship. You could also use which in British English. Number 5, my teacher, whose brother is your friend, is great. 6, the person who drove me home was so kind. You could also say the person that drove me home. 7, her honesty is what I admire most about her. 8, she's the friend whom I recommended for the job. Whom can be omitted. You can also say she's the friend who I recommended for the job. Number 9, do you remember the day when we moved? When can be omitted. You could also say, do you remember the day that we moved? Here's a summary of the lesson. Defining relative clauses give essential information about something in an independent clause. That is normally used for things and is not set off by commas, which can be used in British English. For example, the TV that I bought yesterday is already broken. This is a defining relative clause that explains which TV you're talking about. Can you use which? The answer is yes in British English. You can also say the following. The TV I bought yesterday is already broken. In this object-defining relative clause, the pronoun can be omitted. In this sentence, however, the TV that broke yesterday was 10 years old. The pronoun cannot be omitted. This is because it's a subject-defining relative clause. Non-defining relative clauses give extra information about something in an independent clause. The relative pronoun must be set off by commas. That cannot be used. For example, the TV, which cost a lot of money, is already broken. This is a non-defining relative clause which gives extra, non-essential information about the TV. Can you use that in this sentence? No, you cannot use that in non-defining relative clauses. Thank you, that's all for now. To see the related video on On-Screen Academic Writing Lesson 3A, Relative Clauses, please click on the link.